Welcome back to the 700 Club. I'm back in the kitchen with Chef Jerome, and he's going to show me and us some energy-boosting recipes, and he's also going to whip up a little breakfast with egg white omelet for your client, such as who?
Byron Cage and Bishop Eddie Long and,
okay.
And Brevin Knight. The list goes on, yeah.
Well, if you can please them with your culinary skills, then, Chef, I'm hoping that, you know, you can pass my test.
We'll do what I can.
Okay.
We'll see. We'll get through it.
All right, so we're going to begin with in the morning with breakfast and an omelet, and I see smoke, which means that I believe it's hot.
Yeah, it's nice and hot. I never start with a cold pan.
Okay.
That's the number one thing you want to remember.
Okay.
But I'll always, you know, start with a nice boneless, skinless chicken breast, diced up, and some fresh veggies in that. Toss it around and get it nice and seasoned, you know.
Seasoning is the key, because one thing that you and Pat were talking about is a lot of times when we think about low-fat food, we think of low flavor.
Exactly, and that's exactly the opposite of what I do.
So I noticed you put in, what is that, olive oil?
That was olive oil.
So instead of butter, olive oil.
Instead of butter, olive oil. This is more heart healthy.
Okay.
So you want to, and it also adds flavor. I mean, butter adds flavor, but it adds its own flavor as well.
Okay.
And so we want to get this stirred around. Add in maybe some dry thyme.
Dry thyme.
Yeah, some nice
herb.
herb.
I have one of those spice racks that you get for Christmas, you know, with like the thyme and the rosemary and everything, and it's probably about 20 years old. So would that be a seasoning that I should use?
You might want to change it out first and say that old.
Yeah, right.
No, back, you know, a lot of people, they call me with that same question. What am I going to do with this spice rack? I have all these spices up here. What is cardamom? What is thyme?
Yeah. Now, speaking of, since you're cooking, really, how often should we throw away our spice rack? I'm kind of curious.
Well, everything has a date.
Okay.
Believe it or not, everything does have a date. Let me turn this down a little bit.
All right.
Everything has a date to it, and really, if it's starting to cake up, yeah, it might be a good idea to throw it away. You know,
Makes sense.
It's probably drying out on you.
Gotcha.
They see the smell of this.
It smells delicious.
Yeah, you got a lot of good flavor.
All right, now what did you just put in there?
That was a little rotisserie season, or maybe some Montreal chicken seasoning. A combination of the two.
Can I buy that at the store? Or do I have to make that up?
Everything that I buy, you can get it at your normal grocery store.
Okay.
Exactly.
All right. So you're sauteing. You got the seasoning.
Got the
what is that? Rosemary?
In here.
Or is that basil?
This was the thyme.
Oh, the thyme.
That was the thyme.
All right.
We're going to add some white pepper in here also.
Now, what's the difference between white pepper and black pepper? Is there a taste difference or just a color difference?
Actually, there is a taste difference as well as the color difference. A lot of times in restaurants or whenever we're cooking, we use white pepper for like white sauces. So you still get the kicked up taste, but it doesn't have the little dark specks in it, you know. And so that's one of the most common things that we'll use.
Gotcha.
In cases like that.
All right, now what about the eggs, since we have everything? Because you know this is live TV.
Yeah, actually,
Jerome.
We have all this sauteed up and it's ready to go. So what we're going to do...
And I'm going to taste it too, so make sure it's good. You know. Because, you know, sometimes we do TV for TV, but, you know, I got to taste it.
Well, you know, Christy, they wouldn't hire me if it didn't taste good.
Come on, bro.
All right. Actually, we're going to scramble this in.
Okay.
Now, if we wanted to leave this in an omelet form, we would just pour it in, let the omelet sit for about 2 minutes, and then just fold it over and add it onto the plate.
Gotcha.
So we have the egg whites. Just kind of.
So when you're cooking for some of these celebrities, how much time do they give you? Like, do they give you like a week in advance or a couple days in advance and say, okay, this is the planned menu that I want? Or do they wake up and say, okay, this is what I want, and I want it in 5 minutes?
It depends. It depends on who I'm cooking for and what's going on that day.
Okay.
Most of the time, breakfast is the one meal of the day that's a la carte in the households. Outside of that, with lunch and dinner, I always just come up with what it is that I want to prepare.
Gotcha. So in other words, you're kind of like my mother who says, whatever I make, you better eat. Is that you?
Depends on who I'm cooking for.
Yeah, right? Exactly. Because if it's Shaquille O'Neal, who's what? How tall is he? 7 foot?
He's 7'1".
Yeah, and he's standing over you saying, yeah, I'm going to eat that? Yeah. Does he do that?
Well, he's a very consistent eater.
Okay.
But you have someone like Byron Cage who was really monitoring their weight, then I really pretty much dictate to them because I know what he's trying to accomplish, and so I take all those things into consideration and I cook according to that.
Gotcha.
So this is ready to go.
Is it ready?
We're going to plate this up.
You know what? Oh, I'm like, we don't have a fork. Okay.
Yeah, you got forks.
Lovely. Well, it looks delicious.
Oh.
It looks really good. Now, speaking, as I taste this stuff, what's this over here? I mean, this is... Because I'll let it cool off for a minute.
Here we have our lime chicken skewers. This is something that would be an excellent dinner, very lean, something that still give you some energy and very tasty as well.
Okay.
And have a nice dipping sauce.
Do you have to grill them?
Yeah.
You
can grill them or you can broil them in your oven.
All right.
Season them up, marinate them in a nice olive oil with all the seasonings mixed in it, and your lime. Add a little juice in there. Put them on your skewers. Put them in the oven or on the grill, and turn them over.
Now this salad looks a little bit.
Yeah, that's the
looks really good.
herb crusted chicken salad.
Yeah.
Yeah, excellent. It's an entree style salad, something that you can have any time of the day, pretty much.
Okay.
And it won't be overfilling for you.
Gotcha.
But you won't get up starving either.
Well, I said this during our rehearsal this morning. I'll say it again. The next time you come back, I want dessert. I mean, I think all this healthy food is delicious and all. I want some sugar and dessert.
I will bring you
Pat's
dessert.
over there saying, Christy! All right. It's really hard to eat daintily on TV, especially live TV,
Well, do like you do at home and just go for it.
This is really good.
Thank
I'm
you.
not saying that to be nice, because if I didn't like it, I'd tell you. It's very good. Of course, it's not a very smart idea to take a bite and then have to talk on TV at the same time. So just talk for a minute while I chew this. Say something.
Well, I mean, I just want you to know that, with all the different items that I prepare, we want to make sure that they're healthy for you so that you're not down the road somewhere wondering if you're going to kick the bucket anytime soon because of all the poor eating habits, early on in life. And so if you get into that practice of it now and know that it can still taste good, just because you're eating better for yourself and that temple that God has given us to manage, we don't want to mismanage it.
Very, very good. And I got to tell you, for low fat, it genuinely is delicious. And I feel the white pepper.
Cleared all your sinuses.
Cleared all the senses and sinuses. Well, if you'd like a copy of these recipes, we have a fact sheet for you. It's right here. It is called Chef Rome's Energy Boosting Weight Loss Meal, and it's yours absolutely free. All you have to do is just log on to cbn.com. Hold on, there's a piece of chicken. Or you can call 1-800-716-FACT. Thank you so much for being here. You did really, really good, and it was delicious.
Good, good.
Phenomenal.